Welcome, everybody, to the Marketing of the Minds podcast. My name is Ryan Harris. Good to be with you today. I'm your co-host or host of each of these episodes. And we have with us today, yet again, the man, the myth, the legend, Chad Russell, the Chief Operations Officer of Arcane Marketing. And today, he is going to share with us something that's extremely important, extremely powerful when it comes to content. Now, think about this. How many times have you, in your life, read an article and you thought the article was fantastic? How many times have you read an article and you thought it was terrible? Well, both times probably have come from some sort of content that was extrapolated from information about a company or a product or a service. And today, Chad's going to share with us some ideas about how do you find content ideas? Where do you look? What do you talk about? What do you look for? And how, most importantly, can you create content that will be, Chad, is it legacy content? Is that the phrase?
It can be any sort of content that you're writing about. And the idea here is where can you get ideas to write content more than just what you might have written about before, how to expand how to get more ideas of stuff to write. That's really what we're going to dig into here.
Okay, so let's dive in, Mr. Chad. I'm going to turn my camera off and let you rock and roll.
Great. All right. So in the past, in a couple of the Marketing of the Minds ago, we talked about link building. We talked about finding inspiration. Now, really, what this episode is going to talk about are some tools that you can use. Free tools that you can use to help you look for content ideas. In the inspiration marketing of the Minds episode, we talked about what you can do to find inspiration to help you write about. Every one of us who are entrepreneurs or business owners or just bloggers. I mean, there's a lot of things that you're really good at. And there's a lot of inspiration that you can take from what you're good at to help inform your readers or your customers or those who are consuming your content, help inform them better about what you do in an attempt to help them out with whatever they're doing, helping to brand yourself a little bit more and help making you the authority. But oftentimes, everybody runs into writer's block once in a while, and everybody runs into what exactly do I write about? You might have already written about a lot of things, or you might have produced a lot of videos about a lot of things. And so really the idea of this is I just want to show you some ways that you can research content ideas to help you get those creative juices flowing again, right? Because remember, the idea here with content marketing and content writing is we don't want to write the same thing over and over and over again. Everybody does that already. But the idea here is, one, writing content or producing content, videos, photography, whatever, that's unique, that's helpful and engaging. If it's unique, helpful, and engaging, then people are more likely to link back to you. They're more likely to share your content. They're more likely to view you as an authority of what you're doing. So rather than going out and rehashing the same ideas over and over again, but in different wording, we want to be able to go out and write or produce video or produce content that's going to be unique, engaging, and helpful, right? And so I'm going to show you a couple of tools, three tools that are free to use, and explain how they work and how you can use them to answer questions that haven't been answered adequately enough or haven't been answered at all. Because when you do that, then more likely than not, when somebody gets onto Google or Bing or any other search engine and searches for these particular questions, if you answer it in a helpful, an engaging, and a unique way, there's a better chance that your content's going to get served up to them, and hopefully you'll turn that searcher into a new lead or a new customer, right? So I'm going to share my screen and show you a few tools to use and show you how they work, and then kind of give you some insight on how you can use those to help you develop better content for yourself. So let me bring that up. We're going to bring this screen here. All right, so the very first tool, I hope you all see my screen. I think we do. All right, but a bunch more attendees in here. That's great. It's fantastic. We got a return, Rachel. She's been in all the other podcasts that we've done, so it's great to see her here. And of course, we got a lot of the Arcane Marketing team in here as well. And so everybody else who's in here, feel free to chime in with things, ask questions, get in the chat, and I would be happy to answer questions as we go through this. This is an interactive podcast, right? It doesn't always have to be me talking. Feel free to throw some questions in there. I'll be happy to answer them. But anyway, the very first tool here is an often forgotten tool that good marketers use, but I don't think a whole heck of a lot of our clients know this is out there. And if they do, what exactly it is that they're looking at right here. And this is Google Trends, right? You just type in trends.google.com, and this is a free tool that Google lets you use to see what topics are trending, right? A lot of some really cool things that this has done since the coronavirus started. There's a lot of trending information about how people do searches online for coronavirus. So if you're going to write any content that's based around coronavirus or COVID-19, there's a really good section in here for that. But nonetheless, this is a really neat tool that you can use to kind of figure out what people are actually talking about. And so if you know what's trending, especially within your own industry, or if you know what people are talking about, then you can start to craft your message in a way knowing that people are searching for these things. And if you know what people are searching for, it's easier for you to write content that's going to fit those particular queries, right? And so for this one right here, I mean, I'm going to do a search for content. Right? Let's see what people are searching for when it comes to content. So it's really cool about Google Trends. Let's do that there. Probably not going to make a huge difference, but anyway, what's really cool about Google Trends is you can filter out a lot of information about how you want to see the data. And of course, you can filter it out to the United States or wherever you're at geographically. How far back in the past you want to see. What types of categories, if you want to say, all right, content about automotive and vehicle, beauty and fitness, books and literature, that's a good idea. So if you're in a niche industry, it might be a good idea to see what people in your industry are doing, right? For instance, we are in the advertising and marketing. So I believe we'll find something down through here. There's internet, jobs, education, online communities. That's a good one there. Online communities will help you find what people are saying in forums and in social media. Yeah, let's just, in fact, instead of that, let's just go to health. Let's see what people are saying, content for health, right? And then we can compare it to some other terms. So we can say video, or better yet, washing hands. And then we can type in something along the lines of maybe virus, right? And you're going to see a lot of, you're going to see some trending stuff about what people have been saying, but better yet, I think a good one to put in here, let's get rid of these. Better yet, let's go to SEO. And then we can do PPC. So we can kind of see what's trending over time, right? And so we'll get out of the health, we'll go more into all categories there. And so this will give us an idea of when particular topics have been trending well, right? So for instance, SEO started to trend really well and be searched really well during the start of the year, right, in January timeframe, right? Content as a term itself has been trending okay around there, but also PPC started having a little bump in trends as it goes through there, right? And so what can we take out of that data? What can we take? Well, what's happening at the start of the year? What's happening around these areas in the year? A whole lot of things could be happening. A lot of times when it comes to our industry, people are getting done at the end of the year. They're reevaluating their marketing budgets, and they're looking for marketing agencies to help them out. Also, around tax time, you'll see a lot of trending trends start to happen for a lot of different keywords depending on what your industry you're in, especially in retail industry. When tax time comes around, people start getting refunds. And so the idea with this tool is if you put in a bunch of different keywords up here, you can kind of see how they relate to each other. And if you come down through here, you're going to see what areas of the country are making all these searches too. So if you happen to be in an industry, or if you happen to be in a business that happens to be in any of these areas here, it might be a good idea to start targeting those areas, especially if you're doing pay-per-click advertising, or if you're doing a social media advertising. You can kind of develop your content that'll fit these areas here. And then of course, related queries and things like that, depending on what you're searching for, will give you an idea of the types of tools that people are the types of queries that people are actually doing a lot of searches on. So the more the search terms you put up in there for whatever you're trying to write about, the more granular your data is going to get down here. And so you can kind of get a good idea of what exactly it is people are searching for, and that can kind of get you started on a few things. But there's two other tools that I want to show you. And this is Google Trends is a pretty robust tool. And the best thing that I would suggest you do is play around with it. Just start putting in terms, put in keywords that you're tracking for your business, put in keywords that you think people would use to find your services, and then look through these related queries, because you're going to get a couple of good ideas of what people are actually searching for, and it can kind of start getting your brain juices going, right? And so I'm not going to get too deep into that. I would definitely look into it, play around with this tool, see what it can do for you, and just kind of get ideas of things of what we know people are searching for, and then you can start crafting your content around that, right? All right, so the next tool I would suggest is Ubersuggest. This is a free tool by Neil Patel, and basically it's a keyword research tool. But what's really cool about this tool is when you type in a search term, this tool is going to show you basically how easy it is, based on how much work you do in your SEO, how easy it is going to be to rank for a particular term, but it also is going to show you what current websites are ranking for that term. And so I will come down here and I'll type in search engine optimization, and we'll do a search for that. And so here's a really good way for you to see what other people are writing about a particular term. Once this populates, I'll show you what I'm talking about. As you scroll down through here, you will see, let's see here, where are the terms of the people who are I've already signed in with this before. There it is, right there, content ideas, right here. So what this is doing is down in this area here, you're going to see websites that already are optimized for this search term, right? And it'll show you how many visits these websites are getting, how many social engagement these websites, these particular URLs are getting. And what I would suggest you do is take a look at what the pages talk about, right? This page is the joelhouse.com.au SEO Brisbane. So this page is optimized for search engine optimization. So I would say get on these pages and read through what people have written. Is there anything else you can add to it? Is there something that they're saying that you do that maybe you do better or you do differently, right? So look at what your competitors or look at what other publishers are writing about and see if you can improve upon it. Because if you can improve upon it and you can answer questions a little bit better than these landing pages do, then it's a really good idea to produce that. Now, obviously, do not plagiarize any content that you see off of competitors. Don't copy their stuff, but write it better than them. Go through their stuff. Can you add to it? Can you give examples of what you do? And more important than anything else, can you make it engaging? Can you make it simple for people to understand? If you
Chad,
can do that,
Chad, will you go through that one more time on how you got to that?
Yeah, so this is Ubersuggest. This
Okay.
tool is by Neil Patel. It's a free tool, and basically you put in a keyword and you do a search for it, and it'll give you some information about how difficult this is if you're trying to rank for the term, and that's great for keyword research, which I believe we covered a little bit ago. If not, we'll do a really good episode about keyword research. But anyway, in this tool, when you do it, it'll give you content ideas in this section right down here, and it'll show you pages that are indexed that do rank for these keyword terms right now. And so you just click on the page there, and it'll take you to the landing page, and It will show you why these pages, I mean, it's ranking really well for this keyword. And so the idea is to come to these pages and take a look at what they've read or what they've written. Is there anything you can do to improve on what they've already written about, right? And there, a lot of times there are, because especially if you're in your own industry and you've been in there for years and you've been successful or even somewhat successful in what you're doing, there's going to be things that you can add or that you can improve on with your own writing. And hopefully you're going to be answering questions that people are asking to get into here. And so getting into asking questions, that's another really big thing that you need to be aware of. Is like, well, how do you know exactly what questions people are answering? And thankfully, there's a tool out there that kind of gets into that kind of lets us know that, right? I mean, it's nice that we can find this content, but what questions are people asking to find this, right? To find this page or find pages like it? Obviously, there's Google itself. You go into Google, you type in search engine optimization, and right down through here, this is the autofill or the autocomplete that Google does, right? These are search terms that people type in that are related to what you've written about that can give you a really good idea of what people are searching for. Now, these are the questions. These are the questions that people are asking. Can you add to whatever is showing up on autocomplete? Can you add to that? Can you answer those questions or develop content that's going to satisfy that search query? But it might be tough for you to say, well, might be a whole bunch of different services that I do, right? There might be, I might be a car repair facility. And if I type in car repair here, I'll see, you'll see these right here, and we're here in Idaho Falls. Google knows where I'm at. So car repair, Idaho Falls, car repair, Rexburg, car repair near me. Yeah, those are all questions that probably people are asking, but there's going to be a ton more out there. So how do you find them all? And so this is probably one of the coolest tools. And Ryan came into my office the other day and says, hey, Chad, have you ever seen this tool before? And he had me type in the URL. Like, Ryan, I know all about this tool. It's a great tool, and it's fantastic.
Rookie mistake. Come on now.
Yeah, rookie mistake. But that's okay. That's all right. I mean, at least you know about it, right? So this tool right here has been around for a few years. When it came out, it caused all sorts of ripples in the internet marketing industry because what it does is very simple. It takes this autocomplete, right, that we have right here, and it does those searches for you. But it searches it in different ways with who, what, where, why, how, when, is, are. It searches all those at once, and it brings back an incredible amount of Google autocomplete data that can help you understand what you're doing, why you're doing it, how you're doing it, and it will give you a lot of information or a lot of ideas for content that you can write. Now, because these searches exist, there is already content that exists for them, but it at least lets you go in and see, all right, I think I can answer that question better or that question better, or I think I can answer it really uniquely this way. So let me show you how this tool works real quick and then show you why it's a powerful tool. So same thing here, car repair, right? We'll set that in there. We'll do a search in the United States, English, and we'll go ahead and do a search for this. And what this tool is doing is it's doing Google searches with that term, but it's adding some modification words: who, what, where, when, which, why, how, when, where, can, who. And now we've got these autocomplete terms. What car repair is best? What are car repair quotes? What car repair shops are open on Sunday? Are car repair shops open in Ohio? Are car repair estimates free? These are all fantastic questions that people have asked Google before, have searched in Google search before. And so now you have a good repository of questions or queries that you can answer. And all you have to do is click on one, let's see here. What is car repair assistance? I don't even know what that is, but we can come in here, and when we click on that, it does the Google search for you. And now you see all the ranking search terms for that. And so now you can go through these results and see what others have already written about it. And if you've got information, if you've got knowledge and experience that you can improve upon this, then you can write your own content that answers that question in a unique way, a useful way, and an authoritative way, right? It makes you the authority on these things. So anyway, there's a lot of different places that you can get content writing ideas if you're having some writer's block. And I would definitely say take a look at these three tools here: the answerthepublic.com, Google Trends, and of course Ubersuggest. All three of these tools will give you some good ideas of what people are searching for, who's ranking for what, where you can go get some ideas from, and then just start writing this stuff down. I'd say put together a spreadsheet and plot in your keywords that you're looking for. Look for other places that are ranking for them, what maybe a general idea of what they're writing for, and then how can you add to it? How can you make it better? How can you make it unique for your audience, right? And so content writing is one of those things that it's not it can get it can, you can get some writer's block, and it can be intimidating at first, but the more you do it and the more you get into these tools and just do some searching, read what other people have written, I think you can get some really good ideas on ways to improve your content. Now, of course, going through your own website too, I would definitely suggest going through your own website and seeing what you've already written before. Is there anything you need to update? More times than not, content can be updated on a website, especially if you're in an industry that's changing. When it comes to internet marketing, a lot of things have changed. The way that you build a Google My Business listing today is much different than it was a year ago, 2 years ago. And so if you've ever written content that deals with that kind of stuff, it's time to go through and update your blog posts. And by the time or since the last time you've written about a specialty or a service or a product that you offer, things have changed probably. And so that's a good time to go back and update your blog posts that might be out of date and get them refreshed, get them shared out again. And so those are probably my best suggestions as of right now of where to do some content research. Right, look at what other people have written about. Look what you've written about. What can you improve? What can you update? And of course, use these tools. These are free tools that I just don't think enough people use them on a regular basis to really understand how they work and how to complement the stuff that they do with their own websites and their own marketing.
That is so powerful, man. I mean, one of the things that I think most people struggle with when it comes to their own business, that they're running marketing on behalf of their own business, is what content can I put on my website so that people can find me? And I think these three specific websites or these specific places to search for that are extremely powerful and impactful to see not only what you can use, but more importantly, what the customers are asking about, so you can write content appropriately to maximize search engine optimization.
Right, exactly.
So cool.
And the best part about these websites is they're all free. You can use them as much as you want. They're always updated. They've got a lot of really good information in them. And what I would also suggest too, a good suggestion is, your current customers, your current clients, your current audience that you have right now, ask them what they want to see more of. Your social media is a great place to do that. You've already started to build your audience there. Put a poll on your Facebook page. What would you like to see us produce more of? What don't we give enough of?
Yeah.
Your audience that's already there is going to tell you. They're hungry for information. They're hungry for more ideas from you. They're hungry for more help from you. And so beyond these tools, your existing audience is probably more than happy to throw out suggestions out there. If you're not doing these searches, if you're not using these tools, and you're not engaging with your audience and your existing customer base or your readers, then it can become really tough to come up with your own ideas of new stuff to write about, especially if you're in an industry where a lot of the same old happens. There's always new things to write about, and there's always great ideas out there of how you can contribute more and how you can be more innovative in what you do. You just got to ask, you got to look.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and I think one of the things that's most important for those of you that are listening, that have listened to this podcast or this webcast, specifically the webinar, is that it's been said in business a million times, right? It's a lot easier to retain customers than it is to acquire new customers. So part of the process of content creation and looking and seeing what they want from you and surveying your audience is a way to continue to provide value to those people that you're connected to, so that they will continue to spend money with you and with your business. So
Right.
super impactful, Chad. Thank you. Thanks. To
Cool.
those
I
of
got
you.
one more thing for you.
Yeah, go ahead. You got it.
So I've built out our content calendar for Marketing the Minds. I did some research of my own during all this, and I said let's build this thing out. I've got a content calendar that goes all the way through the end of August, and so next week is going to be a really, really good one. This is definitely one that if you're a local business, you want to get into here. Our second Marketing of the Minds episode was all about Google My Business, and we really dove deep into that one there. But that is just, I would call that the crown jewel of local SEO, but there's so much more about local SEO that you need. And I need to explain to y'all what it is about local SEO and how all of your other local SEO feeds into Google My Business and Google Maps and really can take you to the top. So next week is going to be basics of local SEO. And I have some really cool things to show everybody and to teach everybody about that they need to be aware of, because a lot of times they just think, all I need is a Google My Business listing and I'll show up on Google Maps. There's a lot of really cool things that you can do to help supplement that and really take your local SEO to the next level for free.
Chad, I'm totally geeking out on this stuff. You know, as you know, my background is social media and not SEO, Google products. So this has been such a good learning experience for me and for those that are listening in. Thank you again for those of you that are with us today on the Marketing of the Minds podcast. Make sure you come back next week to listen to the incredible episode about local SEO. I promise you don't want to miss it. You don't want to miss it.
Yep, absolutely. Yep, Rachel. Yeah. It is awesome. This is a lot of fun. We do, both Ryan and I and everybody else here, we geek out on this stuff all the time because there's so much out there. Yeah. And so, Rachel, check out those 3 websites. Play around with them. You'll be incredibly surprised at how much data they give you, and that when you can use these tools regularly and effectively, it will definitely take your marketing to the next level.
It's taking the guesswork out of the work, right? I mean, it's taking the guessing out of the guesswork, I guess I should say. Just takes time. Do some research, leverage the content, leverage the information that you have to write appropriately. And Chad, you've been in this business now, what, 12 years, 13 years?
Oh, no, God, not that long. Over 8.
Over 8 years.
Running up on 9.
And he's been using this type of strategy to create massive success for all the clients that he's ever worked with. And we're seeing a ton of success right now with our team. So, Chad, you're the man. Appreciate you, sir. Thanks everybody for listening in today, and come back and join us again next
local SEO
30 to 2:30.
Yep, we're going to talk basics of local SEO. You're guys going to like that one.
You're going to like it. All right, bye for now, everybody.